Gyatso Lam Rim Text ma nyamso lembala ane anye chike sakchang ni da tikwa kyawa dike sarya da anye ma tikwa jecheban tikwa dike chaya sakchang ni yala tumba se di ko sherwa san di ko ne kisin cha chewe yala ko ma shubare cha chewa se di cha se kan chilagre da cha chedan de na ane gana 제거했는데 루이기 권에 차서도 이기 권에 차서도 ane nga 권에 차서도 되네 요래서 그새 차서대 거야 쉬사시.
Then good evening. So last week we continued to look at our text here on the Lam Rim and the practice to engage in at the beginning of a meditation session. And we came to the session on the 7 limb prayers. And the 7 limb prayers is a skillful technique to both accumulate virtue and to purify previously accumulated negative karma. And we looked last week at the first of the 7 limbs, that of prostrations. And we looked at various aspects of prostrations, including how to make prostrations physically, as well as verbally, as well as mentally.
차세 소사의 유经过 설답이라经过 설답샤로 되니기 이거 살짝 답셰비기 기고를 하서 되실이야 안제설이야 잡고 부거와.
And also last time we spoke about the object to which one engages, directs one's the 7 limb practice towards. In this context, the first, that of prostrations, and one directs one's prostrations towards the object, the visualized object of the merit field. So the merit field, that visualization we've had described previously, is to whom one offers prostrations.
아니 이제 그생 아주 긴고 사답이한테 간에스타버슨 아니 랑고 랑게 라마다 열마치비게 랑게 라마 임발라 덴바샤게 투가 기마디 임바 덴바샤게 투아체 디네디 투갈이야 안강을이야 아니 인자와도시 차다 냠는 진럽기베 라마셰 디네 예쇼델라 지진 잠바다 아니 바바 토멜라서 배 계신 주기 라마지 연초라 지든 제매 야다 아니 공부루르라서 배 한삼마 따위기 라마지 안 둘리안 랑기 추령 어떻게 라마디기지 아니 디 콜라야 아니 제 이담디기지 데디 콜라네 상제 데네 자주 셈바 데네 냔드 가서랑제 냔드 보카로 추요 소마세 데네겐 코로나도 송셰비 취득이 된데 요에선 베기 당한도 그생 기고 살답다데 되네 삼다 살답로와.
I'll just briefly remind you then of the visualization. You can perhaps, if you wish, you can generate that now. So before one visualizes Buddha Shakyamuni, who is in essence indivisible from one's Lama. So one is visualizing Buddha Shakyamuni, but knowing that in essence, he is one's Lama. So one feels the presence of one's Lama in the physical aspect of Buddha Shakyamuni. Then light rays emanate from Buddha Shakyamuni's heart, going in various directions. Light rays going above him, go above him, and residing on those light rays are Buddha Vatsadara and the experiential lineage. And then, so that's above the main deity, above Buddha Shakyamuni. Then to his right is the lineage of profound, the lineage of vast conduct, which encircles the central figure of Maitreya Buddha, and surrounding him are masters such as the Sangha. And that's to the right of the central figure, to his right. And then to his left is the lineage of the vast, the profound view, rather, the profound view. And the central figure here is Manjushri. And surrounding Manjushri are figures such as Nagarjuna. So this, and then in front of the main deity, in front of Buddha Shakyamuni, one visualizes all one's various lamas, one's teachers from this life. That's immediately in front of Buddha Shakyamuni. And then in various levels going down, one has all the Buddhas, the 1,000 Buddhas, all the bodhisattvas, the hearers and solitary realizers, as well as all the yidams, and then the dakas and the dakinis and the dharma protectors. So this, quickly presented now, is the merit field, or the mandala of the merit field that one visualizes before one, and to whom one offers the 7 limb prayers, and in particular here, the first of the 7, that of prostrations.
차산 뎁질이 셰투야요 말로 메디 당보 아니 기기 뎁바상요 줌nen디기 구송투기 연된디기 주의제 아니 야 차체도 연된 주의돼 뎁비 구송투기 기마디기 뎁바 랑게 라마도 뭐 예메비기 뎁바상요 줌nen디기다 구송투기 연된 주고로 주의제 아니 주고래 디네 차체도 안 차상 기고라서 차상의 체거를 마도 뎁바상이 결혼 체거 현대의 체기면서 되네 말에 안 기고라서 차상의 체거래 체거 연된 주디 근데 구송투 연된디 다딩엘의 디치세 뎁기기 뎁바상이 줌nen디기 아니 구송 연된 주의제 아니 차체고로 봐
대단한 기능이 die ganz sagte in so Sama kerengi Lama dan yermere yine Sama dan namdu
stigus madan cha puidu dembasan yechumnen de la cha chegi shanda de la cha chegi me jel chegi de ne yo mareji cha puidu kabla gyugo ga so chasan pugo res puyo de yenden kusungtu yenden jedi chasan yenden de depjil jetuye merwa mewanza dangbo dembasan yechumnen de kusungtu yenden de je
So when one offers prostration, one is doing it to all the figures, but one is directing one's attention to the central figure, that of Buddha Shakyamuni, who, as we heard, we feel is indivisible in essence from one's Lama, and we offer verbal praise. So we do prostration with our speech through offering praise of the qualities of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, and we offer prostration to Buddha Shakyamuni. But we're also doing it to all of the deities visualized before oneself. But one doesn't necessarily all together recite all the praises to all of them together, because that's quite a lot. But rather one concentrates on the main deity, on Buddha Shakyamuni, but one does the prostrations towards all of the beings before oneself.
That's it, Tomar. Toma se tangbosiguro sanje tamche debugo sheso lagdo tete dandala galo sanje tamche debugo doje zimbe ngoni konjosumye zawade lama namla chasolo sikchichigore ndi dingore jesan di sanje tamche debugo di tadi tomba ki di deji tangbo se debu rango dal ngo lama imbalan naba tomba sanje jomnen de sikima tombigi kusa tason tangbo di sa taba na shinje ne tangbo jadi dudungida ranking Lama Yimba, Dumba San Yum Delia, and the Kusun Indian Jewish and the Chatseguro.
So we, in the middle of page 8, and there's the line here nearest the bottom, all the conquerors assemble within a single Buddha. So this is the first line of a praise, a 4-line praise to Buddha Shakyamuni. So Geshe recited it all, but we don't have that here. And then one recites this praise, and whilst offering prostration to the entire mandala of the merit field, but concentrating here on Buddha Shakyamuni.
Geshe Thubten Rabten Khenpa ya goya ge donda la lami ge namba tuen she be chi re so sanji tamche de be ku ji san ngo la ane ngo dorje cha lama dorje chang cha de res chi dorje cha res ji san nga ju ge lama dorje chang ting an ju ge je tu go ma ji san je ma de ma san nga ju le namba ka tuen go re lam na ane nga ju de 타마 비 넘버 2 정하줄이야 취시게 라미게 넘버 2 정하줄 취시고레스 진짜 니네 인상 내가 도시 차다 산지에다랑 라마 뭐 예매 바래 제대로 되냐 소화돼 거라 소화답지 아니 차시고레지
Yeah, here one generates the understanding of the qualities of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are condensed into the central figure here, who has emanated in this world in the form of our spiritual teacher, of our Dharma teacher, because it's only through a being that we can directly perceive and relate to that we can be guided to develop the various minds that will lead us, will ensure that we accomplish liberation from suffering. So with this understanding that we are offering praise to the Buddha who has emanated as our Dharma teacher, and our Dharma teacher possesses all the qualities of the Buddha's body and speech and mind. And with that in mind, we then offer prostration to our Lama in the aspect of Buddha Shakyamuni, the being who has the capacity to lead us in our spiritual development so that we can attain our liberation from suffering.
Lama idam sanje sina lama kyora idam sina lama kyora ire chisa dinin za lama kyora karela sina konjo sumye zaware la kwa chisa sanje konjo chue konjo genin konjo juya di kare dine yongore sina nganazo genin konjo dada nganazo sosuki urwa nganazo genin konjo pabe gopang tobu urwa pabe gopang tobu de genin konjo chagore chisa di karela dine yongore sina lamegi nganazo le chue shu song lamegi ma chue song 지난 라메 최송마 딩한테 냠는지 제어도 저 파베 강사 차용고래 파베 강사 차용 근데 파베 강사 차용도 파베 길에 비게 아니 람딘다 고딩 되게 최고조 차고래 두스니 디 냠네 야야 친 공부 조여도 되네 산조공화 도고로와 지난 건조 수미 자와데 산조 건조 최고조 기능 건조 지난 산조 건조 최고조 기능 건조 차바디 자와 라마를 때는 연구를 해지래 정아주 마음바나 상기네 대단아주 라미즈네 최슈 냠는 제능한 상기고고로 다 수수이나 소수가 라마지 땡제 라마 디기 땡비기 최대 냠는 제제 상기고마 토고마도 라마라마 땡바 상기고마 토토에 메로와 메바엔자 라마세디 상기고건조 최고건조 기능건조 중요하게 자위 규디레 진짜 라마를 때네 아주 냠는 제 상기고 파베 기능 차기래 개념 거죠 차용거래 되네 고람 토용거래 최권 토용거래 되네 산조고와 토용거래 디자 건조 숨중에 자와디 라마 켜라레샤 센디니 건조 숨에 자와 라마 남나 차서선 라마데 길이야 차치 인식을 차체다 디다까지 구송투기 연된 되네게다 연된 되네 레샤 서 연된 주비권의 차세로 와다
when one generates this mind of refuge and then offers prostration, one is first generating a recognition of the qualities of our Lama, who is a manifestation or an emanation of the Buddha. And we see the Buddha jewel, as the Buddha Shakyamuni as the Buddha jewel, our Lama, who has come into this, who's emanated in a form that we can relate to, is seen as a Sangha jewel, because any being who is an Arya being is included within the Sangha jewel. So an emanation of the Buddha would be an Arya being, and therefore our Lama is an illustration of the Sangha jewel, and the Buddha, an illustration of the Buddha jewel. Then the qualities within the continuum of our Lama, the minds that are true cessations and true paths, those qualities within our Lama, those are the Dharma jewel. So here we see the object of that we go to for refuge, and we're going to offer prostration to here in this the mandala of the merit field. We see them as being the embodiment of the three jewels. So that's one understanding we generate in our mind. the complementary understanding is that on the basis of faith in the three jewels, they will, our Lama will be able to guide us in our spiritual development. Meaning, through his imparting of teachings and us training in accordance with his teachings, we will give rise to the realizations of the Dharma within ourselves, and we thereby will become an Arya being ourselves. So we will, in dependence on our faith in the three jewels, we will become an Arya being ourselves. We will become an illustration of the Sangha jewel. Thereby, we will have given rise to the minds of true paths and true cessations in our continuum, which means we will have given rise to the Dharma jewel within our own continuum. And progressing further and further, enlightenment will be attained, and we will then be an illustration of the Sangha jewel. So this is the second understanding with which one goes for refuge and offers prostration. So here there's the aspect first of the outer refuge, and secondly the inner refuge, the qualities of the three jewels that we will develop within ourselves in dependence on our faith and our reliance on the outer three jewels.
Tempe Tugani ya Trejendine, Yawa Dorje Chang, Di Takolia, and Yamlin Jilep Lamati Yores, Satabroa, or Din Agenda, Nibadi, the sheet, that Dambo Sata, Tumba Shake to a set up as that is Chase Chicto Sarama. Then Nibadi, then Yamlin Jilep Lamati Gelia, Lamati Chen, Moche, and Ya Chapugore, City, 2G Chamber, the Shed Dorje Chang. Chosi Telopa da Naropa, said she saw la de Chasamindua, Dine, Delia, Drumbe, Chosi Drumdumba da Atisha, Yamin Gilecula, so Adipsa, Chasalo said, Ligore, Chesantineza, Donala Carson, 2G Chimbo, Deshe Dorji Chang, said Dambo, Gava Dorji Chang, Dine di Taholia, and Telopata, Naropala Sopata, Yamin Gilecula, Lamatikilia, and Jaya, Duschen Chasiare, 62 didn't do.
And then again, we only have the abbreviated version here of the praises, but it continues. So with one visualizes, as we heard before, from light rays at the heart of Buddha Shakyamuni, the blessed experiential lineage arising above him. And here comes the praise to those beings. The great compassionate Sugata Vatudara, the supreme all-seeing Talopa, etc.
다 잠바 토메 2년 남도 대 셰소기 계신 주기 당 시도와 다 나라가 송선 대시 먼저 세트되컬라 안에 덴비 투가네 외서 예쇼소 최제 지진 잠바 디 타고래 파보 토메의 2년다 남도에 라소바 안에 계신 주기 라마디 요레 세트로 어디 디세오르다 잠바 토메 2년 남도에 안 디수기 참여제 안 델이야 안 계신 주기 라마디kel이 예신에 자세거리죠.
Then from the heart of the central figure, light rays go out to his right, or to our left, to his right, and this is the lineage of the vast conduct, where the central figure is Maitreya, surrounded by others such as the Sangha Vasabandhu, and as we see here, Vimukti Sena. And here again there's a verse offering praise. We just have the abbreviated version, but this is how through reciting this one offers prostration, through verbal prostration and perhaps physical prostration as well, here to the lineage of vast conduct.
윤초라 덴비 투가네 외세 최제 안델이야 지진 잠배양 디 타고도 공부 루르다 안 로바 아야디 와라 소바 아니 사모타위키 라마디키 데설리안 두 디스기 참여제 안델이야 안 자세긴 스티거와
And then the same with the final paragraph at the bottom of page 8, the Bodhisattva Nagarjuna, who eliminated the extremes of existence and non-existence, are the lineage of the profound view. So here to the left of the central figure, light rays emanate from the heart of the central figure, going to his left, and there you have Manjushri surrounded by the lineage of the profound view. And the lineage includes lamas such as Nagarjuna, and one offers physical and verbal and mental prostration through the recitation of this verse.
Ane yongyu kiwi xinyin xie so yi zhom, tene mimin zewe di chen chen de xie so yi ne jie rin mu che, ane long rik so zha xie na lab chin, tene lab chin xie le sami lu du kie xie da rik zhu pun zo xie so da, dui gui gun jun xie so da, gang la da xia rik ba la ba xie de, on di ba du che san di xi dun bi ma zu ke set de dun bi dun li ya, so su yu lama di set da song, just lama di li ya chap.
Gonzo gabare, kudunare, kudunare sampimbe?
Chise tema de xi nga du jing ko ge la so ma xi ro wa, ye da yuan cha sang cha song da ge dun di le ba. Dun di le an ku dun la, de xi nga zu set de ka la, ma zu ngo ge lama di ge set da song, on di ngo ge lama di ge li ya ne di chi ro wa.
Now we're at the top of page 9, so this part of the visualization is done before the central figure, so before Buddha Shakyamuni, because we've already had above and then to his left and right, and now we have before. So I'll just read most of this here, but again it's very abbreviated, but I'll read what we have here. But the fourth and fifth line, I'm going to change my translation quite a bit. So anyway, we read up to the seventh line. Before the conqueror is Atisha, and our virtuous spiritual friends, such as John Tompa and so forth. Lama Tsongkhapa and the teachers of scripture and reasoning and so forth. In this line we change. Great waves of the powerful body of wisdom spreads, and then ... And then the next line was someone's name. I gave the translation, but it's someone's name. Rigdrul Punsok, etc., fulfills all needs and wishes, etc., teaching the above to us, etc. So what we have here in the root text is just an abbreviation of a particular practice. So those who have memorized it, they would immediately know what this is referring to. Hence it's in the root text just as an abbreviation.
진예 바디기 시고라 지산 데니기 대소한지 냠는지도 아주 하고고로 도고로 지산 데니기 지다와다 진예 발라서 또비 리바 데르조 리바 제세지어다 데니기 데니기 또비 리바 랍칸 게위신 디게라 세데 가제 윤대 주비고네 시고로
리그조 분석
리그조 분석사데 릭사데 리비 윤대 조여 윤대 사데 데니기 시고라 지산 데니기 리발랍 데네 냠는 제발에 데네 저기 아니 묘모 발을 주고 코와를 주고 연단 토그려 해야지 남의 결혼기 연단 데네기 그진라 데네 안주길래 데네 연단 토그려 해야지
성에 대고 성인이 그룹은 속대 미치기
미치 말에서 릭세데 라메 대징아서 라마디길래 차지 뭔가 진짜 라마디기 갈아서 안줄이야 리벌랍 고어레체레 리벌랍 제 갈랍 고어스나 지다와세 된 돈이 디네레 진예바 디네레스 라면도 맞아 돈이 또비 리바기야다 아니 진예바 또비 리바기 데라 때네 갈리고스네 연된 분소 탈바다 탐지 김보고와 톱투고레스 제사 라미기 투지를 때네 디네 용구에선 라미기 깨진 다 라미기 연된 집이 토 주고로와
So I'll just reread the fourth line, where I changed the translation. Great waves of the powerful body of wisdom spreads, ... Then the fifth line again is now explained. So in Tibetan is Rigdro Punsok, which literally means marvelous visual elaboration. So what this means is here we're offering praise to the beings visualized before us. So and praise is being offered for the teachings that lead to the cultivation of 8 kinds of wisdom. And so these here then are being, in these few words that we have, these 2 words that we have, are being expressed as, let me get this here, as marvelous knowledge, or marvelous logic perhaps, and the other will be marvelous logic and marvelous liberation. So that's what we're seeing in the 5th line. And here this praise that is being directed towards our teachers is for them imparting the knowledge that phenomena do not exist in the way that they appear. No phenomena exist inherently. And it's through these teachings that that qualities of the 8 wisdoms are cultivated within us. And that is being expressed here through marvelous logic and marvelous liberation. Gödun kunjungdi. Can I see Pimpe?
Dibu Chazan Kanda Lapa Danse, Dibadu Lapsara, Chazan Lama,
Tempala Mesangir,
Tempala Masan Yerimbuchi said. Chazan Di Deji Idam Lami Chela, Idam Sata, Idam Chela, and the Sanye, Dene Janju Semba, Dene Yantu, Dene Ranja, Dene Gasopo. Kado Chugyo Suma Satarwa, or Disulia, 60 Sura, Tembala Masan Yerimbuchi, Gobala Matam Jerimbuchi, Gobala Masan Yerimbuchi, Labdu, Sanketi Kiti, and then Tembala making new Rimbuchi City, Janju Sembada, having Yandu, Papi, Kansati, Yinurim. Concho Sumche, Diga, all that sick Telengosum, she saw Nalma, Cario Sonalma, Gasopo, Carucho Sumigi, Chatsi, Sitiki Dingua, what is all the Chatsi.
Okay, good. So, can I then also just complete the previous section with fulfills all needs and wishes? Teaching the above, so that's as far as he's looked. Now the next line, the unsurpassed teacher, the precious Buddha. So this praise here, so again it's the first line of a longer praise, and it's expressed to the Buddha, and then the various beings who are visualized around him, beneath him, that we established before. So these would be all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the hearers and solitary realizers. So here praise is being offered to them in this part of the prayer, but we just have the first line, the unsurpassed teacher, the precious Buddha.
And it is so that Tabu to Shaggy, Shangimi to Yupunjumba, say you limbo de Bajimbo, Shaggy to Tela Chasaros, and Dumba Shaggy to Oleria. Shazan, Dandala Carson, Tabu to Shaggy, Retusions, and the Dumba Shaggy to Bas, the Chogu number 2 Duenge, and under the Mulia, me number 20, Perwada, Chazan, San Yegi, and Jiggy, Juget. Handsome Jentam, Dunga the Tayada, Digu Druegi, Dandalia, and the Chogo to me number 10 page, Tap Keva Shalia, Chu Sonya, Shandu, Tap Keva, the Shalia, Zevi, Tujichan, and Martuno do, and they are Lumbiki, Gabo, Shaki Rigna, Shaki D. Nerab de la, and Shaki Rig, Yabusu, the Shaki Martum, the Nigger Tung Chene, and Mountlia, Chike, Chue, Chike, Shen Semjan Digi said, Dunga, Digi Juya, Dunga Sealia, Duchenen, and Chue Son Chugurimba, number some of Somaris. She's not the names the dating of the Gigo said that she be Chazang or so that Chazang that didn't be too good how we treasure said that, it's not the news. Gigo has a Chazang, then by Rangi Lama, and all Yemi begin that then by Shaggy to begin war and ready race and begin, and Chasalia, Chochilia, Duchen, and Chasia did it.
The next line with compassionate, skillful means you took rebirth in the lineage of the Shakyas. So here is again the first line of another praise. So all of these lines, these are expressing praise, and in the context here of the 7 limbs, this serves on the basis of a mind of faith. One is offering verbal prostration with a mind of faith, mental prostration, and perhaps joining the palms of one's hands together or engaging physically, offering physical prostrations. So that's the case with all of these verses here. It's not just a mere recitation. And so here in this line, one is offering praise specifically to Buddha Shakyamuni, who, in order to benefit suffering sentient beings, he took rebirth in the Supreme Shakya lineage, and he took rebirth in the Supreme Shakya lineage, and he then later taught the unmistaken and complete Buddha Dharma, the complete and unmistaken method to suffering sentient beings, so that he could guide them, both those directly that he could guide, as well as through their students continuing to cultivate the minds of the Dharma, teach them how to cultivate the minds of liberation within them, or the qualities of the Dharma that lead to liberation and cessation of suffering. So this is the praise here in this 9th line. And here one is offering all these praises before one's visualized, before the visualized mandala, which is the merit field, seeing that the central figure, Buddha Shakyamuni, is inseparable in essence from our root Lama, and doing so with an acknowledgement that our teacher is an emanation of the Buddha here in this world to guide us and other sentient beings in the cultivation of these minds of the Buddha Dharma within ourselves.
And the mother Jebane, Semado Dima, Chebergi, Fardu, said Madame Duachasan. Dondala, Carson Genius Chidina, Jusum Sheba me, sing a quint dagumalated that Tamja, Ludamaya, the Chagi war, said Denigi, Sixet in Mata Kaji, Chigora, that Denigi, doing Dondala, Carson was in it, and Cho Juna, Cho Ju, Gao, Shuina Sanje, Sanjeda, Chanju Semba, and Dian do some Sanje. Nyama Sanje Sawa, Dada Sanje Simba, Mahomana Sanje Dubik, Cho Juna Gao Shubik, and Denigi Sang Data Sanje Simba, Mahomba, Sanje or Guada, Data Sanje Simba, Chasalia, and Chasegins order.
Our last line here, offer as many prostrations as one can. So this thing concludes the first of the 7 limbs, the limb of offering, or the branch of offering prostration. And here's one's being encouraged to offer as many prostrations as one can, such as now, having recited so many verses, we just have the first lines, but Genna has recited all of it to us in Tibetan. And here we're being encouraged to engage in these prostrations with a sincere mental attitude of faith in the qualities of the 3 jewels, and with aspiration to strive to develop those same qualities within ourselves, taking refuge in the inner 3 jewels. And moreover, a further meaning of as many prostrations as one can. So the one meaning is to engage in the recitation of many verses and make many prostrations in that way, but also to do so with an understanding that one is offering prostrations to all the Buddhas in the 10 directions, so all the beings who exist as Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the 10 directions, that one is offering praise to all of them. Moreover, to all those who are currently training, so the Bodhisattvas who are training to become Buddhas, one offers praise to them. And moreover, one offers praise to those who are still further off, but who aspire to enter into the path of the Bodhisattvas. One offers praise to them. So, in other words, one offers praises to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of the 3 times and the 10 directions.
Lunga Yisum Yukone and Dagi in the Lunga Yisum Yukone Chatsegins, Lukone Changagone, Yukone Chatsegins, Chesan Chats, Yan Chatsebi Gabla, Anjig, Udelia, Sanje Delia, Anjig, Do. Zemblia, do Tana Yempic, Sanje Bato, never Shuvat. Rango Ludugone Chatsi Cablea, do that Jana Yempic, Rango Supu, the Nigi Mango Shu, Chieva, some Tache, and then the Chassi Tigores. She's not Sigi, the Hendugabline, Sosugi, Devati Dundu Kablina, and Bechi that Lu bought me by you and Kaya bought me by your word, Ka bought me by your Chasangi, Chick Dungu and Biggie, and Mebachi, she's a Denigi Chapu or Regere.
And further instruction on making prostrations. There are many qualities to these practices, but include what we're trying to do, amongst other things, is make the mind vast and expansive, to break out of our narrow, very limited materialistic way of thinking. So we've heard here that we have this expansive visualization before oneself, and now we've just heard that one takes the objects to whom one is offering prostration to beyond what one has visualized, and with the understanding that all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they are aware of the prostrations that we are offering. They're aware of our minds of faith and veneration. So therefore, they are aware of us. So we now generate an awareness of them in the sense that we recognize that we are offering prostrations to limitless or innumerable Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And then a second aspect of this is it's not of making our mind more vast and expansive. It's not now just the vast array of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas before us that we're offering prostration to, but we visualize innumerable bodies in human form also offering prostration with us, and in harmony or in unison we all offer prostration together. So in this way we're making our mind much more vast and expansive as we offer praise and we offer prostration.
Zambulingi Sajati, Shivu Suejene, Jixo the Be Gemada, Charugua, Denigi Chunju, Jigi Galea, Denigi Zambuling the Shivu Sueje, Saji Dudi, Duchunju, Denigi Drana and Pigal Hazodi, Denigi Dutin Chunju Gigala, Yoris, Denigi Mebachi Chasegores, Yoris, Denigi Yoris, and Yobachi Mebachi and Chasegores, Duji Diana. Dunya Saye Namsid, do it in the Chuchi Gala, Zambuling, do down and Bigi, Sanje, Jingo, Sanje, Najaju Semper Jingo, Hasso Shu or is, Chazan Denigi, Mevachi Chase or Regere.
And as is expressed in other praises, or other prayers, well, one can again, as one gets skilled in this and continues to make one's mind more expansive and break out of our narrow way of thinking, one imagines that on all the atoms that exist, these tiniest of particles, Buddhas are found. And one does this can do this. This makes logical sense in that the Buddhas, with their omniscience, are aware of all existence, so they're aware of all particles. So their omniscient wisdom is present on these particles that they are aware of. And then we can imagine that we are offering prostrations to all the entire realm of space. Everywhere there are Buddhas. And if one gets skilled at that way of thinking, then one can imagine that this, the mandala of the merit field that one has visualized before oneself, that in its entirety exists on each and every atom. And then one can offer prostration surrounded by innumerable bodies as well.
Do Rana Bessan Dina Shuyor Labnanzu Gune Yishe Marki, Lol Chusam Chumidwa, the Chusamarva. Then do Dine Chujugala, Zambuli Digal, your Labna, and Lol Chue Hongazo, someone a little good Chue Marina. Thing is, you Nubi, the Dogi, and do Dinichi Gala, Sanje Dana, and do you Dana Bessan, you shoot to board, they shoot to board. Also the Lol Chumartina, Sanjigi, Dinigi shoot to board there.
If you're hearing this for the first time, it should sound a little bit bizarre because it is quite separate from our experience. What's being described is something that we don't experience. But those with powerful meditative stabilization, they are able to experience our same world quite a different way because they've developed their minds so. And for a being who has perfected their inner qualities, who perfected their meditative stabilization, so Buddhas, they are able to observe the subtlest of particles. We need many of them coming together and into something very gross. then that is what we can observe. But those with more powerful meditative stabilization can observe much subtler phenomena. When it comes to the case of a Buddha, they can observe directly the subtlest of phenomena.
Namdar chiyore, jizu milere bege, lama rechungpa se chiyore, jizu milere bege jito, lama rechungpa se chiyore. Chisnada, mi lama rechungpa, jizu milere bege zene chuye nyamlen chidu, tene lama rechungpa horon liya tokwe yunden yakwa kiye nirwa, yakwa kiye yundeda, ta lama tene ge rechungpa se adigi samlo nala kala sam resno, kala sam kowa resam lemna, 당이 라마 지금 밀레라 바당 아니 똑바데 직바 인서레스 당이 라미 나신 똑바데 가 직바 인섬섬로직 콜야 되니게 삼로나 콜레다 되스 되니 콜인스로.
So there's a story about a student of Geshe Milarepa, Lama Rechungpa. So he really had developed some quite phenomenal realizations. And at one point he thought, no, I've probably now attained the same level as Geshe Milarepa.
And Geshe Milarepa ko samna nala dinigi ko samna dine samna kowadi Geshe Milarepa kembares.
And Milarepa was aware of this thought that had arisen in his student's mind.
Geshe Milarepa kenjene Geshe Milarepa oda ko dinigi tokwe shiuki se pasi ngage ga nyanga do samje ta ko ngage ma chao do samje Geshe Milarepa ge ta ko ngage de chao do se o ko bare jire.
So Milarepa then understood that there was a danger of pride arising now in his student's mind, this affliction of pride, and that then needed to be eliminated.
ane Geshe Milarepa ge nimjiya ane ko loma delia a diringani ya chamjam rogos ya ma chamjam rogos chamjam chiro re jire.
Then he took his student one day for a lovely walk out in nature.
Tene chamjam dine pe tang chenpu jiglia ane xingdang zha da gi ga me tang ja chenpu jile chi jine tang gil ba pe chen jine dene ane delia lugo rajo chiores rajo chungchung chiores jire. Da dene Geshe Milarepa ge zuchu tuenje sera pabre che sera. Den sera dokdo chenpu sho bare. Pabyo de kapsa gine yoma xingdong yoma zha yoma kangpa juise yoma wa da me chokche bu pabyo de dene Geshe Milarepa ge ya lugo rajo na le ya zujores. Zuje ane zuje ane Lama Rechungpa digi Geshe Milarepa chedi kabla Geshe Milarepa kudi nyama ku nashin chung chama ku chenpo dagara inba che chegi wala ku chenpo de ina ya rajo de chung jimado yoma res chesa rajo chung nala Geshe Milarepa ku chenpo shuji na zuideba di koe tonggu wala res na Lama Rechungpa na dina zuituye nigo yoma tokpa yonde ge mensarwa dene sarapa yodo dene Geshe Milarepa ge and Lama Rechungpa lavares. Oh, bu, Keron bu senedang bu lare, by Nevish Giruwa, booze. And then bu Padanya by Nado, Yundin, Tokwe, and the Yobana, Tinalo to shows. Alo to show so regile.
So they're walking out on this vast, expansive plain, and there was really nothing around there except for some sheep. And so you don't understand that this plain is not just a narrow valley, but vast and expansive. And the sky was clear and the weather was lovely. But then through Milarepa's powers, he made it hail. So imagine, it's daylight, it's a clear blue sky, and yet large hailstones are falling. There's nowhere to hide. There's no home to hide in, or there's no a tree to take shelter under. There was just nothing there except some sheep. Milarepa then further with his great powers, he was able to take shelter within the horns of the sheep. And so Lama Rechungpa saw this and he was amazed because, and this is kind of hard to understand, but Milarepa's body is of course a very different size from just the short horns that are on top of a sheep's head. But he was able to hide inside these horns. It's not that the horns got bigger or his body got smaller, but yet he was still able to hide in these horns. And then Milarepa called out to his student and said, I'm like your father and you are like my child. Please come and shelter here with me. And Lama Rekchumpa, what could he do? And then Milarepa again said to him, if you have equal power to myself, or this, equal realization as myself, you can do this, so come.
Dine Lam Rim Masigda Lamalia, Lamachis Milerepelia, and Deva Havalkiares, Chizang, he did some Norsha Stanga, Yunden told me to study Laminazi and then Yamba Remedon eat bed Norsha, Denigit Amalia, Lamigi, and then Denigi do something, Deva Zichitu, Deva Be, Masi Deva Shushimikia Regere. The Donalangi Galagosane, Chizan Nubi Topki, Denigi, Tinging Nubi Topki, Subu Chunjum Machava, Rajo Chunju Nalia Zutugores. Zutugor was, or Dinazin, Danganzuke, Duji Tian, Du Chunju, Jikdanlia, Du Jana Nebige, Sanje, Shutugores, things in Nubitu, Shutugores, to be Perusian, this that Chismilli, Namda Sungo, Shugo, did it, and Perus Dira.
The conclusion of the story, of course, was that any danger of pride arising in Lama Rechungpa was immediately destroyed, and rather strong faith arose in towards his teacher Milarepa. So why am I telling you this story? What is the purpose here? Well, it was only through the tremendous power of the meditative stabilization that a skilled practitioner like Milarepa has cultivated that he was able to do something that for us is beyond comprehension. So similarly, Buddhas who have this unsurpassable meditative stabilization, they are able to emanate and maybe we can say take form, appear in their form on something as minuscule as an atom. And again, the only reason they can do this kind of thing is because of the power of the quality of meditative stabilization that they have cultivated in themselves.
Nadini Chasawadi Yachache. Nadini Chebo Puedile, Chatsivi, Jelia, and Chebo Puedile. Tizanda Chebo Puedilla and Medo Damba Chanwa Dambas, Medo, and the Chige, Darangi, Yende, Kasure, Medo, and the senior, Duda, Badesada, and the Romigi Taro, Yambata, the Rumbuchi, Chazaya, and Yaconcholia Pugus and Pugus. So Sugu, Yanazuki, Musuyananga, the Dunler Sosuki, Genecom, Japti, Kabla Sosuki, Dunlia, Puy Medo, and Mazuki. Caso near Shujigua, Medo, and Chuda, Medo, Pueda, Marmeta, she said the Shindo, the Jigua, or Dina Cheba Puche, and then Dundelia, Jachabushu, Chepe Medo, and the Chike Rita, Rimbochi Rita, and the Shindo Rita, and the Chike Mara Rik, the Niki, that had on me. Yeje Punsum Sopati, Chasan Pugu, Sempic, Mebache, and this also. Gang Yobadi was Mena, then you get some little Mobachine, Chasa years and Pugo Regimedo.
That brings us to the conclusion of the first of the seven limbs, that of prostration. And so now in the middle of page 9 we come to that of offerings. So offerings then are making offerings out to the merit field. Here we can think of offerings in two ways. Those that we arrange before us in our place of meditation. So these we know will be things such as water bowls, fruit or food, as well as incense and flowers and butter lamps. And really whatever we choose to arrange, it comes down to things of great beauty as well as things of great value, things that delight the mind, that we have experienced. So whatever we find that is beautiful and delightful and valuable, we can arrange this on our shrine. And what we are unable to actually physically arrange and offer, we can, then the second type of offering is the visualized, the imagined. And here we can be really quite expansive, thinking of all the things of value and beauty within the human world, as well as in the worlds of the gods. And all these we can offer.
Denigi soso rangi yoba de kang yoba de puya da deni soso meba de na denigi soso meba cheche deni yore sa da ane ji nga zu bene xingna be ningjo da medo dumra yabo da de chasan nen bin ji ge chu jing ningjo yabo denigi yoba chasan denigi puyo sen be chasan puyo se bene medo damba chanwa damba na se de chanwa se medo ji na medo ge chanwa da sinye ane juba ane 저게 야 수보래 지게 지마야 보다 되네 주야다 소바다 되네 말매 아니지 매도라서 봐 최매라서 봐다 다마다 배 같이 모여 봐 되네 삼다시 소수게 부고래지래
With the, so we can look at offerings in the two ways, arranged and visualized. And so with the visualized, really, you can, there is no limitation to what one can offer. One assumes that everyone finds gardens really beautiful, so it makes sense to offer beautiful gardens, to offer beautiful forests and lakes, as well as perfume and light. One can really, through the power of one, there's no limit to the power of one's imagination. And all these one can offer. So there's the actual, there's the visualized, and then the third type would be the offering of one's own qualities. And here one offers the qualities that one has already cultivated or is cultivating, as well as those that one aspires to cultivate. All of these one offers. So actual material offerings, visualized offerings, and then one's qualities.
Denigi cheba puya, denigi cheba puya, lana yubi cheba sayada, lana mebi cheba sayada, denigi hung chagidwa. Chisa ngao zuge de, lana yubi cheba sayada, lana yubi cheba sayada, ngao zu puya dile, denu yaga juye na, ngao zu lana yueba sigore, ngao zu dos kyo sigore. Lana meba dile yaga medi yuende sigore. Chisa da ngao zuge dada, ngā zuke mēdō dāng, chū dāng, rinpoche rīk dāng, dīndike ānshīngdō rīk dāng, sāyā dōngyā rīk chāsāng, ngā zuke jīke ngōsū pūyā dāng, mēbachi pūyā dīke lānā yuwa rīw chāgō rā. Dārā kāsā ngā dīli ngā zuke mēdō jebā dā jāngi mēdō, jāngshū sēmbā dāng, pāpi jāngshū sēmbī dīke yuandēn, kōnsu yuandēn dīke shirāga yāgā yorwa. Dīndike pūyā dī, dī shīngā zu pūyā dī lānā yuwa chāgō rā, mēdō pūyā. 다 되는 양아서 삼당세 디 푸에 디마세 디가랴 자슈 셈바 파파 데이기 벤의 쇠놈이 툴을 주베기 아니 연den의 주베 띵의 누베 떡기 주샤베기 매도다 자라 예제를 빠도 매버린 뭐 차상 디수 차상 아니야 니 야상길에 푸기에서 매바지 푸고레스 디수 라나 매비 쳐봐 차거래지래
Here one often hear about unsurpassable offerings. So unsurpassable means nothing better, the very greatest. So here one offers really the very best that either one has or that one can imagine. And one is really the most phenomenal, the most amazing that one can offer, one does so. And bearing in mind we're doing this within the realms of our visualization, so there is no limit to the vastness and the quality of what one can offer. And moreover, one can generate the aspiration that we are very limited, because we are quite limited as human beings, but those who have developed their meditative stabilization to a powerful degree, the great bodhisattvas and Buddhas, they too will be making vast offerings. So these we can't even imagine, but we can generate the aspiration that we offer exactly what the great bodhisattvas are in the world are offering. May we too offer what they are offering. And in this way, there is no offering that is surpassable to what these beings, with their incredible meditative stabilization, can offer. So this is how one makes unsurpassable offerings.
가르스는 아주고 롱주에게 당아주 자치쇼 릭디게다 베네 림보치 세다 우세다 도지 팔람세다 지송 아주기 다 자치모 슈지에 디기로와 아니 메도아지게다 딩아 주기 베주탄 주에데 가르스는 아주고 쇠남이 때 쇠남이 되볼진 주되어와 아주고 쇠남이 되보디 냐마 쇠남 사디 갑라 가르스는 아주기 되스 개와디야 되스 녀모바다 제티가도 녀모비 굴롱아세 나 아니 쇠남 사고도 나 산질이야 초 그거 섬지 디니시네 마저 나진이 토네 제데네 굴로들이야 랑신가 랑신 주바지메 짐바 디 토네네 마저 개와 주위다 쇠남 사용구로와 디 디니게 쇠남 레테네 주디긴기 아주기 림보치 직당 아주기 메도다 자라 직디게 차상 디니게 쇠남 레테네 주디에 차래 제상 아주기 디니게 림보치데 메도기 규데라 규선남 레데 델라 녀모바다 규디 녀도 여팅아 차고라 제가 아주 규디 뿌이다고 차요 말 뿌이다고 맞아서 아주 다들 연된 메도하다 디디 뿌이다고라요 말와 제가 다스 자주선바 상기 자주선바 파바디기 디기디 띵이진 공부 또 주디기는 개와 짱짱 주네 베네 자주선 심자 탐지기 돈달라 현비 펜비 세비 군이라 띵이진 공 델레드는 주디기 띵이진 뉴버티는 주디 주디 배연된 메도하다 아니 지금 림보치릭티기 차상 가라서는 니 귤이야 녀모바세데 중세게 매바지 개와 바실데 주디wenza 라나 매바래 시세디 라나 여바데 매비 개바로 시티네 차고라
So to understand better what's meant by unsurpassable offerings, we can think of offerings again in two ways. Those that are surpassable, those that there are offerings that are greater, and unsurpassable, those that they aren't greater. So the offerings that we do make, even with the best of intentions, these are included within surpassable offerings. There are better offerings than what we make. And this is because everything that in our human world that we have achieved that is worthy of offering, or whether it's flowers or jewels or everything that is valued and that one offers, this we have accomplished under due to the power of our virtuous karma that we have accumulated. So whilst this karma was virtuous and it's a virtuous motivation, that virtuous motivation though nevertheless was mixed with afflictions. Because our mind is always mixed with afflictions, whether it's virtuous or non-virtuous, there are still afflictions present. At the very least, the mind of self-grasping. So for example, when we accumulate virtue and we're making offerings to achieve merit in order to become enlightened, we have this thought, I want to become enlightened. So we have the afflictive mind of self-grasping always present. So this means the virtue that we've accumulated, this is contaminated. It's virtue, but it's contaminated in that it's mixed with the afflictions. So therefore, the ripening results are not of the greatest quality. They are still contaminated. But so it's for this reason that whatever virtue or whatever ripening results we've experienced, they are surpassable. So what we can offer, it's surpassable. There is something greater. And who surpasses this? These are the Arya Bodhisattvas. Like us, everything that they have achieved has come about in dependence on the virtue that they have accumulated. But they, as Arya Bodhisattvas, their virtue is pure. It's not contaminated with afflicted minds. It's not contaminated with self-grasping. So with this pure motivation, they have, and this exceptionally powerful meditative stabilization, what they are able to offer is unsurpassable. Did it come to the Shiva?
Dekwanan yucheba seora, chi yucheba, nang yucheba, na sang yucheba, dekwanan yucheba se ati sungora. Dinala that the tiki shigo mare.
And if one was in doing a tantric practice, then there would be a presentation in accordance with the outer offerings, as well as inner offerings, as well as secret offerings, and the offering of suchness. So those 4 offerings. But those come about, those are presented in the context of Tantra, so that's not presented here.
Chik chow, then Mande chow, Chikazing and Mandu Pidu Kabla, Jazi Chiki, Manzuki, Zambul, Lington, Rikiporata, and the Ling Shila Soba, Lington Lasso, Chakante, use some Chasan, and the Jelia, and the Chasan Pugo, what the Mande Pidu, Chasan Chiki, Sosugi, Lu, Nga, Lonju, Kara, Yobina, and Chasaya, Chik. Denigi Gyatso to the thought Puyodu, Bemasi, Puya de Bemasi Gyatso, Puyodu, and Anzoge, Source and Laboch Sagurua, and Dini and the Mande Puyagi.
We really right on the middle, page 9. And here it refers again with offerings to making mandala offerings. So mandala offering, it comprises of a particular visualization with understandings of the various parts of the visualization. But in brief, one is taking all the qualities of body, speech and mind that exists in the worlds, and one offers this vast and expansive offering. So this is what is meant in brief by mandala offering.
Denigi Chobo Puyagi and the Puyadi, the other thing also Kuno de la Chobo Puyagi, Kuno de la Janju Semda, don't you to be shut up. Some daji go watches and that Lam Rim Text, Tabachim Yamle Chigorba, didn't Zadiji, Kuno de la Janju Semja, Tamjigudun, San Yokoban Togure, Chesa San Yokoban Toyala, and Sosa Gure, Diva Chanko, Chesa Sosa Dondala, and Azuki Chasea, and the Chibupuya Diki, Chesan Sosa Chagorba, Chesan Sonam Sagorba, Sosa Sonam Sagorba, Chesan Dineza, Semja Tamjiguduna, San Yokoban Toba Chigi, San Yokoba Tobala, and Sosa Gure, Sosuki Tipati Chanko, Chesan Dineza, Sosa Dondala, that the this one, and it's Sosa Chagore.
So as with prostrations, when one makes offerings, it's imperative that one takes care of one's motivation. This is a practice of the Mahayana. To be a practice of the Mahayana, one has to have a motivation of the mind of bodhicitta conjoined with the wisdom realizing emptiness. So these two need to be present for it to be a practice of the Mahayana. And the motivation that one is engaging in then is in order to become a Buddha for the sake of others. I have to accumulate virtue as well as to purify negativities. Without purifying previously accumulated negativities, as well as accumulating further virtue, my spiritual progression will be hampered. My cultivation of the mind of bodhicitta and wisdom realizing emptiness will be impeded. So therefore, I have to make offerings in order to become a Buddha for the sake of others.
Na dele shen chube so sheba ne tinam so so ne yurji said ni der de jing and dime be dele shen chuje ba to me ba shen kar puye na chasan de puyin sen be and de jige do che ben namgal jingi chaba na shin da ben zembling chasan ga namge chasan ga che chebe ge puye ge namga chasan ga chube ge yi ge zhu shin ne zhu ne namga tham je ga che puye sen be me ba che shen puye go le se de and di ba do da cha che chebo puye de cha sa lo
den kan da shungne chik sigbin be
de sik do an mandi ge ga mandi je de ga ro chen de le shen ya chube so she ba ne tinam so so ne yu chik se do
So just reading from the text. After that, offer either 37 or 7 heap mandala, offer whichever is suitable, and follow that with further offerings to those abiding upon thrones on clouds. So here, as we can see with this line, to those abiding upon thrones on clouds. So this reminds us of the merit field, and also lifting our mind, taking these offerings and making them as vast as space, filling the entire realms of the skies before us. So again, we be encouraged to make our mind vast and expansive, and not being bound just to what we can perceive, but to making our mind much more expansive.
That in that chove that Dibashavati Chagore, Dibashavati Chagore. On the city like Deshashata, Timo Ongini said that Benedelia Dibashachi Diroa, Deshashata, Timo Ongini Shabane said, and it's Dibaradele that Sigma Bushore. It's not that Angela Donna, Delia Dibashadi, Dibashadi. That Dibasha de la Manzu della Picinale Cisha Sarsumje, la Duada, di Para delle Cisha Sarsumje, said Ula said 6 years old, Pitch Tuno, di Sarsum Dungores, Dine Deshanti Mongini said Madungo, Rechi or Pitch Duna, Rimbara Sungurwa.
It concludes then the second of the 7 branches, that of offerings. Now we come to the third, that of confession. So here we see in the middle part of the practice, recite the general confession 3 times. And so this starts with our woe is me, and then we have the first line, under the control of attachment, anger, ignorance. So this then is where in the 7 Limb prayer, one confesses previously accumulated negativities.
On the Dibasha de Direda Azele, on the Dibasha de Nyamboto Shikone, and the Dibasha Asad, Chagore. On Nyamboto Shikone, Damboda, Nansuki, Dire, Ganson, Yama, Dibachi, Shabatiki, Susuki Temba, and the Sotnaya, Danyama, Hamoho, and the Hamoho, Dibamosa, Pesa, and Begi, then Jovakia Dire. Kasore, because they are Dusha shed and Timongini said Yamangi Dusha Wangi Divasaya, Condro Wangi Divasaya, so the Hamo Timugu Wangi Divasaya, so surrounding Dibatini Sayu, and then Gabriela Mishandaki Dibachebal or the Yakushas may Jesu Inachiada, and Dinea, so surrounding Majam Michalia, which and Kikona Jik, Kodima, Semja, DJ said, Gush, Shalang Arch, Divasaya. The niggy diba punk, junior, the niggy do that the name Tibet, Sad Pemas and Nodu Junsha, Sambega, sometimes Jovaki. They are around Tibu, Ning Arangi in the juniors. Chizatang Adam, to be Semjan, the niggy pep, the Mamushu, in the juniors, as a best such Nanzugida, Marang, that Semjan, Chazangi, the niggy, DB Lerchi, the Nodu shoot in the best Sasha, that did so in a Timinu, Sambegi, Delia, and Jovaki, and
as we've heard previously, the way to confess effectively is to generate the 4 opponent powers. So the first then is the power of regret. So one here starts by recalling our previously accumulated negativities. And that's where the text starts, our woe is me, or how unfortunate I am, due to the power, under the control of attachment, anger, and ignorance. So here we are recalling that under the influence of our afflicted minds, in this and previous lives, we have accumulated a vast array of negativities ourselves. Moreover, we've rejoiced in the negative deeds that we've seen others engaged in, or we've been aware that others have engaged in. And thirdly, we have at times encouraged others to engage in negative deeds. So here we recall this, and we do so as to generate regret. And then fourthly, we remind ourselves that I'm of course not alone in having engaged in negative deeds under the influence of the afflicted minds, or encouraged others to do so, or rejoiced in the doing so of. But all suffering sentient beings have done this too. And all beings, therefore, all suffering sentient beings have these negative imprints on their continuum which perpetuate their suffering in samsara. So thinking like this leads to a strong mind of regret arising.
That got some diaries, no, the niggy Jovakis, that dream, that chinche in that Zawane Jigme, Sambika, that Maombanena, that in the DB Lega said is our Luna Yusum, you're going to DB Lega in Jigme, Sambada. Arana Jigme, Mishana, the niggy DB, Jawan Majeg, Dondala, and Topshiche, and do Topshichi, Sambika, do some daddy, that Nyabala Larmitobi, Tops, the Chinchin Zawin, Jigme, Tom Simkibat Chagore.
And the next power we generate is that of the mind of the power of the promise, or the mind of restraint. So this is where this follows in dependence on the power of the mind of regret. The stronger the mind of regret, the stronger the mind of restraint, which is the commitment, I will not engage in these negativities again. I will turn away from being under the influence of the afflicted minds and engaging in deeds which will only result in suffering. And moreover, I will not rejoice in others who engage in such acts, and I will not encourage others to accumulate the causes of suffering. And moreover, regenerate the aspiration, may all beings turn away from negativity. So here we generated a second opponent's power, that of restraint.
Number Sunjimbe Topsigura, Sunjimbe Topse, the Jango Kyovakia del Sigor, the Jimmy Norsha Kyovakia, number Sunjimbe Top. Tanyabal Larmito Top Lagore, Larmito Top said, Mahomba and Jiggy Mays and Tomsim Kia del Sigor, Nyabal Larmito Top. The knitting you top said, Tin you top said, Nimbe top said, that top shitty shore, Sunjimbe Top, Nyabal Larmito Top, Tin you top, then Nimbe Top Sigurada, Top Nidi, Sunjimbe Top Kyovakia de Che. 다 진진에 싸우기는 지금이 세야지 냐발라 라로 돕지 다 띵이 돕세야지 다 아주 디바 샤도다 가를 때는 샤고선 나등 아주 저기 개비우세 때지 개비우디다 안 초주 상이 탐 초주기와 세단 제바 아주 저기 뒤니 여러와 눈에 싸다 제선 델미지 다 디링에 데니기냐마 데니 디바지 pen 노샤 다딩이 pen 노샤 인생 교바지 진진에 싸우기는 지금이 세야지 제는 인자 이 디링 라마 초주기와 세단 집이 눈을야 아니 치모반에 싸우기는 지금이 예마지기 pen 노트 중샤 세비 온두 삼다제 다 디링에 디바샤바 디바지 샤기 제사 네 나야 네 디바 결혼기 눈을야 디바샤기 결혼기 당알야 안지기 네 디바 메바 소야리아 안도스네 진라 아로치 세디 띵이 톱디 안주기 데디 김고사데비 기고한테다 안에 초식이와 세탄제바딩 아주 띵이 톱차고래 대솔레 ጤ네 안주기 디바디 샤고르와 띵이 톱차그래.
So we've spoken about the four opponent powers, the opponent power of regret, and then the opponent power of restraint. Then the third would be the opponent power of the basis. So this refers to the basis to whom one is making the promise not to engage in negativities again. So we have visualized before us the mandala of the merit field, and we feel the presence of our teachers and the Buddhas around us. And we now make a promise before them. I confess what I've done, I don't conceal what I've done. And moreover, I promise to do my best not to engage in these deeds again. So here in the power of the basis then refers to those whom one is confessing to and to whom one is making the commitment that one will refrain from further misdeeds.
다 님비 돕시되다 디봉원에 샤야야 안 가르치 오르신데 나는 저기 데니기 야 안지 교밖에 제만은 지금 했으면 담섬께 나 디른 초주 교와 세다집에 되는 디버샤긴 스미 띵기 돕들이야 두스네 제네 나는 저기 다 차체베나라 네네 메니사와이나라 나는 저기 계주 주역이 디 내가 계주디다 나로 사웨나다 메니다와이나다 차체웨나다 곰자웨나다 데니기 자주셈 곰바이나다 돈유 곰바이나다 가르제베나 디 개와디 저기 님비 돕사 차고 세상 저기 다 디니 디바 빼사샤 노트 중샤다 친전자와기는 지금에 대자 디링 나무 결혼을 초주기와 세다집에 결혼 눈링이 샤긴 삼제 안디 돈달랑이 셈제 탐지기 돈다 산요고방 토버쇼 셈비 장슈셈 곰바이나 장슈셈 곰데바이나 디니 장슈셈디 단님비 돕사 차고로 아 디니게 두스체네 삼다제야 지 동반이 곰바이나 동윤도 곰벨로디 님비 돕차고래 아 디니게야 저기 대신하지 두 삼다제 델량 파파 젠데실리아 그저 다 듄기 안에 교화라서들 소화 뎁지 메네사와이나다 안에 지기 지게 가르된배는 아로사다 신이 돼야다 디네 제바나 디니게 사야디게 안에 갑게 님비도 차고래.
So the four opponent powers, we've already looked then at that of regret, then that of restraint, or the power of the promise, and then thirdly now the power of the basis. Then the fourth is the power of the antidote. So the power of the antidote now comes about independence on the previous three, which those previous three were first recalling and then regretting the negativities that we and others have performed, understanding that from this only suffering comes, and our spiritual development is impeded by these negativities. We then generate strong regret, and then, secondly, make the promise, the commitment to refrain or restrain from engaging in negativities again. And we do so in relation to our lamas and the Buddhas who are present. And now, in order to purify these previously accumulated negative karmic seeds, we apply the power of the antidote. So the power of the antidote, in brief, it can be any virtuous activity, whatever virtuous activity that one feels a particular affinity with. And it can change from time to time as one wishes. So the power of the antidote towards these previously accumulated negative deeds can be the recitation of mantras, such as, for example, Om Mani Padme Hum. It can be making prostrations, or it can be engaging in meditation on a topic, for example, such as bodhicitta or on emptiness. Really, when it comes to the power of the antidote, one chooses a particular virtuous activity that one feels an affinity with, and engages in that, and doing so as to purify these previously accumulated negativities. And it can be any virtuous activity one feels an affinity with.
that dunga thala do gyobe nyuba de konjo sum yore kyong konjo gyogore sembege da kon kembe konjo sum ya ani deba da ani dele kyamro cheache kyamro chene dine nga sangma rangdang shen semjen sa da kowe dunga dele 타고도 마탄에 탑민도 세상 코발에 타고도 섬제 안에 지게 코발 탈비 탈바세 토부도 셈비게 삼다야제 엔디네 내지게 sem제 탐제다 코발 dunga 저고도 진짜 dunga 저와데 sem제 탐제 대화데 되나 셈베 저 잠바지야 sem제 dunga다 자나 셈비게 인지 삼다 진짜 sem제 탐제 대화데 된바도 dunga는 자데 내지기 대장에 sem제 탐주산 요고마 토벌지기 토벌쇼 섬제 안에 자주심 삼다야데 지난달 산지 고바 토비 치도데 디인장에 산jel이야 쳐다 dunyi 소소랑 연자로 표기는 쇼게도 소소기 제 강반할야 뿌에로 표기나 가르 표기네 다 되니게 초주게 와세단 제발 찾아 디니 델레 휴유 삼바바 제제 델야 아능이 쳐봐 표기 삼제 하나 저기 직 뿌에로 제 메도로 표기네 디니 푸디캅레 빼 마세 제 갸침보 망보 시보 림보스나 리다 당한테 무슨 부에디 뿌에치다 메도 충신마다 매바이네 델레 푸디캅이야 즉 되니게 갸침보 시고 전에 하다 미게 제 풍숨 줘봐 차상 예바 되시세바 나시 차상 표기에서 매바체 푸 되네 푸산에 되는 아 저기 소선도 면 카드로 가르쳐야나 대면자야나 집에 갑라 안은 예래 당번에 디보샤바데 초 푸시라는 지게 가르쳐 디보샤바 삼당으로 제사다 오단 예만에 소수기 잼바디게 되는 디보 중시게다 소소 하모고 와기와 뭐 디보 제를 빼서 송사 제사 랑당 신 데디는 직점벌리네 다디네 걸리네 디보체는 가제 요레스 배사사다 노트슈 중샤 선비게다 디디 민우 선비 교바게다 다 친친에 자오 있는 지금에스 안다 알아이나 지금에 샤나이나야 되니게 디바디 마저에게 탑시 배주 지긴 삼제 아니 dom심게 단디네 되네 장에 안디네 초주게 와세다 집이 들려야 디바디게 샤긴 삼제 누스나 삼제 되네 소스라라게다 카드로 제 돼야도 가르뜨이나 아니 가르쳐배나 게게아투 안데 줘야지 디르와 안디 제네 안 디체야 안 제게아투 서비스 잠샤야 되는 거 저기 당연히 개와 사샤비기 디 개와디게 찾아 안 좋아 sem제 탐제 안은 디기 용하다 안 점을래 시디 용하다 sem제 탐제야 안은 나자디게세 동아되게세 안 류다 sem기 디기 용하쇼 sem비 안 몰람자다 안 알아이네 교고교고 산요고 톱제 셴리에 펜바 개체부 주투버 교고교고 펜바 개체부 주투버 쇼 sem비게 어두송 와자디 안 되네 이제야디 난 두스진행하서 디링기 내 럽센디기 삼다나로 되네시 당고라 돌들들듯이
just to then briefly summarize what we've looked at tonight. So, as always, this is what we look at is entirely applicable to our own meditation practice and should be added to our meditation practice. So the morning when we get up, the first step of the meditation is to cultivate the mind of refuge, reflecting on the qualities of the three jewels, understanding that it's only through their guidance that we will be able to develop those same qualities within ourselves and thereby attain liberation from suffering. So here we generate the mind of refuge in the outer refuge as well as the inner refuge, that through relying on our teachers and the three jewels, we will develop their self-same qualities within ourselves. And this is the way that the three jewels actually protect us, in that through our own inner development, based on their guidance, we attain liberation from suffering. So now, having made our mind strong through the cultivation of refuge, we reflect on the sufferings of samsara, reflecting on the sufferings in the lower realms and the sufferings that pervade the upper realms as well, so as to give rise to the mind of definite emergence, the commitment to strive to be liberated from suffering, to emerge from suffering. And then the third step of the meditation is to apply that understanding to others. Because what we have now meditated on in terms of suffering is not, these experiences aren't unique to us. Because all ordinary beings are suffering under the influence of the karma that they have created due to their own afflicted minds. All beings are suffering due to their minds of attachment and ignorance and anger. But all beings, just like us, want to experience only happiness, want to be free of suffering. So we take this understanding now in the third step to generate the mind of love. May all beings be happy. And the mind of compassion. May all beings be freed of suffering and eliminate the causes of suffering. And then we develop this wish ever further to the point where we take responsibility for the welfare of others. Where we see that the others' spiritual development and the attainment of states of lasting happiness is our responsibility. And this is the altruistic attitude of universal responsibility and independence on this mind. To fulfill this responsibility that we have now voluntarily taken on, we commit to strive wholeheartedly to become Buddhas, the most skilled of guides, in order to benefit others. And this is how we generate the mind of bodhicitta, the third step in the meditation. And then at this point, now with the mind of bodhicitta generated, we can make offerings, as has been described tonight. Visualize, for example, if we enjoyed the beauty of flowers, we can have many flowers arranged. Visualize flowers of incomparable beauty, and in this way make unsurpassable offerings, as well as offerings that we have actually arranged. And then we follow this accumulation of merit with confession, where we, as we heard tonight, how to confess. We first generate a mind of regret for the negativities we've done. And we remind ourselves that all the suffering that is being experienced in this world right now is due to the negative karma that beings themselves have accumulated under the influence of their own afflicted minds. And thinking like this regret will naturally arise within us, because we don't want to suffer, and we have accumulated the causes for further suffering. We've encouraged others to accumulate causes for suffering. We've rejoiced in others accumulating causes for suffering. Following from this mind of regret, one makes the promise to restrain one's mind. One makes the commitment to no longer come under the influence of the afflictions. And then one can engage in any of the virtuous antidotes that one feels an affinity with, meditating on love and compassion again, or on emptiness, or in reciting mantra, whatever one chooses, or making prostrations. And then lastly, just to add one new thing, one needs to then dedicate this virtue, or just to say, at this point, for those who have commitments, daily recitations, these can be used as the opponent power of the antidote. So one has generated regret and restraint, and in relation to the basis. So here then, upon and power the antidote, you can recite your daily commitments, and they then can serve as to purify your previously accumulated negativities. And then one comes to dedicate, and here one, with an understanding of emptiness, one dedicates for inner and outer peace in this world. May the beings develop all good qualities within in themselves, pacify all previously accumulated negativities. May they abide in physical and mental happiness. And myself and all Dharma practitioners quickly attain the state of enlightenment for the sake of others. And this then is how we can dedicate. So we'll conclude here for tonight, and then next week we'll probably finish the 7 limb prayer, which contains that we've done 3 of the limbs, and the other 4 will be rejoicing and requesting that the teacher remain and that the wheel of Dharma be taught or be turned, and dedication. So we'll continue with that next week. So thank you very much. We'll conclude here then.